phases of passion, MGTOW, and Bezos. This is the Joyfully Married After podcast, episode 47. This is Joyfully Married After with Heath and Tracy. I'm Heath.
And I'm Tracy.
We've been joyfully married after how many years, baby?
28?
28 years, 4 kids, corporate jobs, entrepreneurs, and this podcast is our view on life through our lens.
Let's go.
Hey, my love.
Hello.
We're here again.
Hi, everyone.
We are back.
Welcome back to Joyfully Married After.
Where Heath and Tracy talk about being joyfully married after.
Every week.
What are we talking about today, my love?
Okay. Passion. Again.
Yes. Theme of the month is
passion.
Then we're going to talk about what's top of mind for us. We're going to get into the question of the week. And then we're going to introduce everyone to the dopest couple in the world. We're going to talk about doing it well.
And then, of course, Heath's 1 minute word.
Hit you with the 1 minute word.
All right. Jump right into it. Passion.
The theme of the month.
So this week we want to talk about passion and when you're not feeling passionate and that it's okay.
Yeah, because what happens is, especially when you're young or in your early stages of your relationship,
or the middle stages of your relationship,
what you find is that you're very passionate. You have kind of like the newlywed syndrome. Everything is lovey-dovey. I'm thinking about you all day, every day.
Ooh.
I can hardly, it doesn't even bother me when I'm in traffic or if I'm in the dentist chair.
Can't wait to see you.
Because I'm in love.
Right.
I'm in passion.
And it's heightened. And it's amazing. You want to eat with them. You want to do everything with them. You just want to be around them all the time.
Yeah.
And then you don't.
Yeah, because what happens is, I think there are a number of studies out there, probably over 100 studies that show after you've been married for 18 months to 2 years. Then
2 years, guys. That's it. That's all you get.
The honeymoon phase
disappears.
It kind of goes away.
It kind of goes away.
And so after the honeymoon phase is over, there's something that they refer to as compassionate love.
Yes.
And so what we want to draw to our audience's attention is that compassionate love is like that transition phase, and that it's very normal for you to not necessarily feel all of that lovey-dovey compassion stuff that you did at the beginning, but you're beginning to deepen this relationship with your mate, and you have all of these experiences that you're sharing. And so it morphs into this compassionate love. And it's very logical for you to think something's wrong, something's off.
But it's not. Just because you're not feeling like you did those first 2 years doesn't mean something is wrong. Can you imagine if we kept our whole marriage going like that? We wouldn't pay attention to the kids. We wouldn't go to work. Remember when we were dating, baby? We were like, you going to class? No, I'm not going to class. You going to class?
You can be sharing secrets like that.
There ain't no secret. We would meet between classes, ask each other.
Stop telling all my business.
Ask each other, you want to go to class or you want to go to lunch? That's what we called it. We called it lunch.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's what we called it, y'all.
Oh, my gosh.
It was called lunch. And lunch meant go back to his apartment.
But the point is that
I'm just saying we couldn't be like that all the time because we wouldn't have graduated. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have graduated. Our children would starve. Mm-hmm. We would have to find a job after another job after another job if we couldn't switch to compassionate love.
Yeah. So
it's normal. It shouldn't be, you shouldn't feel like something is wrong.
Because ain't that wrong.
Because nothing is wrong. It's normal. It's normal to go, It's normal to go from that passionate, want to be with you all the time, want to sleep with you, want to just kiss all on you, want to just thinking about you all the time to, oh, okay, I'm gonna see them and it's all good. Yeah. Hey, it's you. Okay, yeah, I'm used to you now. It's normal. It's not anything you should feel is okay, something's wrong with our relationship.
Yeah, and that's what happens with a lot of couples, and a lot of people think that because I don't have that passionate stuff happening anymore, I don't have this irresistible thing going on, that something's wrong with me, or something's wrong with my mate, or something's wrong with my marriage. So what we just want to drive home the point here is that it's normal.
It's so normal.
And you just keep going. You push through it. You have compassion and passion with that mate. And if you prioritize that marriage, you continue to put your best foot forward, things will be fine.
Well, I didn't want to end there. I wanted to say there are ways to keep the passion going.
Talk about it.
And we'll talk about that next week.
Mm-hmm.
But there are ways to keep the passion going. Because you have to continuously keep the passion going. Mm-hmm. But that natural feeling of wanting to be around each other all the time, when that dissipates, mm-hmm. and it shouldn't just dissipate and never come back. It should actually come and go. Mm-hmm. Like with Heath, I think with us, when he's gone for a day or two, it comes back to us. Mm-hmm. It's really weird. It's like he could be gone on a business trip for a day or two, and he comes back, and we kind of feel like that again.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to know. I mean, we just want to reiterate that even if it gets to that point, there's nothing wrong with your marriage, that there are steps and there are ways to bring the passion back. And that's what we want to say about that.
Yes. Don't let the 7-inch hit you.
No, it does, but don't let it. And if it does, just recognize what it is and push through it.
There you go.
That's what you have to do in a marriage anyway, is push through all of those challenges.
What's top of mind for us this week, baby?
Woo!
Have y'all heard of Jeff and Mackenzie Bezos?
Jeff and Mackenzie Bezos.
Or was it Bezos?
Whatever. The richest people in the world after Putin, probably. Because we don't know how much he's worth.
Oh, my gosh.
But, yeah, I'm like that, y'all. I like conspiracy theory kind of things.
It's all good, baby.
But anyway, so if you didn't know, mm-hmm. Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, mm-hmm. who also the founder, or should we say co-founder, mm-hmm. of Amazon,
yep.
and his wife are divorcing.
Yep.
And they settled amicably.
They did settle. They are amicable.
And she is going to get $35 billion, not an M, a B, dollars.
$35 billion.
I did see something pop up on social media this week talking about should prenups be mandatory. Can I say something?
Prenup be mandatory for who?
Not in this case. In this case, she married him when he wasn't Amazon king.
True.
So she deserves every bit of that $35 billion, if not more. Mm-hmm. I think he got off clean. Mm-hmm. Even if they had a prenup, it would have been null and void because he cheated. Mm-hmm. So it's a tough one. I don't think people talk about their marriage in a sense of respecting it, mm-hmm. Because he didn't. Yeah. But from the sense of just because they're rich doesn't mean that she is, I think they were marginalizing her. Mm-hmm. One, because they didn't hear a lot about her during the growth of Amazon. Mm-hmm. And two, she was being a wife and a mother.
Sure. And
in her being a wife and her mother, her husband turned another way. He went around a different corner. He went down the block and mm-hmm. didn't come back or whatever. Mm-hmm. But people should not marginalize the fact that Mackenzie Bezos was a true mother and wife to him fully. They have 3 young kids. This is a somewhat sad event. They've been married for years. Mm-hmm. She helped him build this company. Yep. And while helping him build the company, they had kids, and yep. she took care of the kids. Mm-hmm. So we should not dismiss the fact that just because she wasn't Mackenzie Bezos and we just heard about her, that she is not of importance.
I think that sometimes when we're dealing with public figures or entertainers, movie stars, recording artists, whomever, I think that we lose the fact that they are people, that they are real people,
right,
dealing with real life. And so while certainly, billions of dollars can make your life much more comfortable, it's still real life. And yes. I think that what's interesting about the whole scenario really is that, to your point earlier, that it's unfortunate.
It is.
Yeah.
They did this wonderful thing. They built this amazing company, mm-hmm. and now they're no longer because he wanted something different. Mm-hmm. And it's just weird. It's like, just imagine what kind of legacy they could have left mm-hmm. if they had stayed together and then, done things with their children through the company and through foundations and everything. And now that's kind of all ripped apart.
Sure. Yeah, and there are a number of people out here that have, blended family scenarios and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And so
I don't think this is going to be the case.
Yeah, I think that, the how they're going to deal with their co-parenting scenario.
Right.
Jeff Bezos is in the process of. It seems like he's forging a deeper relationship with the woman.
Well, she filed for divorce. The woman that
married, right?
Yeah, and then that was really messy because they were friends with the other couple.
Right.
And the way they found out something, he bought her a helicopter, and it was a lot of mess.
Yeah.
It was messy, and it was unfortunate. I feel bad for her,
Mm-hmm.
but $35 billion to cure her ilks a little bit,
Yeah.
and she still looks good, so she can go find somebody else.
Yeah, I think that, I'm sure there will be many suitors
Oh yes,
out there.
she won't have a problem. She will not have a problem.
But it is, unfortunate she wasn't able to.
Yeah, we don't like to see the end of marriage. You can hear it in our tone.
Yeah.
I just think it's unfortunate when people negate legacy and negate what they can truly build for their families in the long run, and just toss it aside because they just feel like they're just not for each other anymore.
Right.
They must have been for each other to build something like that and to have 3 beautiful children. I don't think it was all bad, and I think people forget that. So good luck to you, Mackenzie, and good riddance, Jeff.
Wow. So that takes us to our next topic.
Sorry, that's just the way I feel.
I think we're very clear on how you feel.
Yes.
Yes. The question of the week this week, this came in from one of our viewers from our YouTube channel.
Okay.
And the question was, what do we think about the whole MGTOW movement?
Spell it for our listeners, please.
MGTOW.
MGTOW.
And so
MGTOW. What does it stand for?
Men going their own way.
What?
So I was not familiar with the terminology.
But we became familiar pretty quickly.
We did a little homework on the MGTOW movement.
So basically, MGTOW is a movement, a real movement, Google it, of men who have decided to go their own way. They're not dealing with women. They're going to sleep with women, and then that's it. That's pretty much it. They don't want to have relationships with women. They don't want to get married. And these are heterosexual men.
Some of the women out there are like, I deal with them dudes every day.
Okay. They're not even part of a movement. And that's what I get anyway. So thank you for declaring it. So now we know what it is, guys.
Oh, my gosh.
But back to what the movement is about. So the movement is around men mostly who are scorned or they feel scorned.
Right.
By women and the system.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, they've been married. Maybe they have
a baby mama,
a child support situation, and the way the courts are designed is, it seems like the men are feeling that they're being attacked, that they're being weighed down, inhibited from excelling in life just because they have a relationship that didn't work out or they had children with someone.
And now they got to stroke a big check every month, and they're bitter.
And, maybe they're having some, choppy employment, and all of these things are causing a lot of challenges. There's an increase of suicide, apparently, that they're connected to MGTOW. They feel, some of the men just feel like women are just out for themselves.
Yep. They think women are out here just trying to gain a man that has something and then take it from him.
I just want a guy. I just want the guy to take care of my life because I don't want to do anything.
There are some women like that, though.
I want the guy to take care of me and the kids because he's a guy.
And that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah. And so, you can see, in this time that we're living in, that there are people out there that are like that are very selfish in their thought process, that they truly are not motivated to provide for themselves or to be an adult about various situations. And so I just think it's it's an unfortunate mindset. I think having said that, simultaneously, I think that there is some legitimacy to men going through certain phases in life and being mentored by other men. and maybe separating themselves. I think we see this in like some African villages when the boys are young and they're coming of age, and elders might take them through some initiation processes and that kind of thing.
Right.
But then once you go through that and you become, you go through this phase where you're a young man and you're a provider and you learn how to do these things, you're brought back so that you can grow and have your own family and your own. I think it's really more of a positive thing, not something that you should be doing, later in life, where some of these men are coming from. So I don't necessarily agree that, just being isolated in the MGTOW spirit that these guys are talking about.
But can you really relate, Heath? Can you relate? That's my question.
Can I relate to what?
To them.
No, because I think that me being a married man of almost 30 years, I understand the balance that you helped me bring, and the way that we're more powerful and more complete together versus me as a man trying to do everything. Certainly I'm a man and I can provide for myself, I can take care of myself and that kind of thing, but that's not how I was designed, and that's not going to give me the most joy in my life, right? And so for me, it doesn't make sense at all when you're talking about adult men and just being by themselves.
But do you understand their bitterness?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You can understand the bitterness. And I think that, that's one of the reasons why I always try to put positivity into the atmosphere, is because it's very easy in this earth plane to buy into and succumb to the negative thought processes. I think there's another term that people used to use called the SNIOPs, right? And don't be susceptible to the negative influences of other people. But
I also think there's another side to this. Just like men think women just want their money, women think men just want you to look a certain way, and they just objectify you.
Right.
That goes to speaking. What's his name? Kodak Black said he gon' shoot his shot at Lauren London when he get a chance. I'm thinking to myself,
not the smartest comment.
What? Like she's a piece of she's
not the best look.
Like she's getting passed around. I mean, what in the world kind of comment is that? But that's how people think. That's how men think about women. They objectify us to the point of how we look and what we can do for them as far as their status and things like that. Or she has to look a certain way. If the woman doesn't look a certain way, she is devalued. There are so many women out here who are smart, intelligent, can bring a man so many things to tell. He ain't looking for her, though.
Right.
He's looking for a certain type of looking woman. I don't care what he looks like. If he has money or influence or power to offer, he's looking for a certain type of woman. And it's unfortunate and then that's what happens. They get into these messes with these women. Okay, that's what you wanted. Well, that's what you got. Yeah. So you got to pay for it now. And so it's yin and yang, unfortunately. Yeah. So I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him.
Well, what I was going to say, baby, was that it's the negative spirit that's in this earth plane, and that we have to put love into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
We'll continue to be a model and something that people can point toward. And we're just going to wish the men and women of the world well. And it's not about MGTOW, it's about togetherness.
Okay. So check it out, y'all. Let us know what you think about MGTOW.
And now it's come time to introduce this week's dopest couple in the world.
We still got to get that noisemaker machine.
So this week, we're going to give some love to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Oh.
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
They have been married 11 years.
They just had their 11-year anniversary.
Congratulations, guys. This is so good.
Big ups. Respect mine.
To go through what they've gone through. And I'm not talking about what we think they went through.
You're not talking about Becky with the good hair.
But we don't even know what is that? What is that? And he has said that he's cheated on her. He did say that.
Okay.
And he said he's seen the error of his ways. But I want people to recognize, first and foremost,
speak on it, Queen Tracy,
that they worked through it. They worked through it because they understand legacy. They understand the power of two.
Yep.
And they understand that what they have for their children.
Yep.
And their example to their community is so much bigger
It is.
than the mistakes that they make within their relationship.
We all make mistakes.
And I commend them. Not my favorites or anything like that, but I commend them for this. I think they've been such a great example.
Baby, don't tell the Bayhive that they're not your favorite. Don't say that. Don't say that aloud.
What?
Beyonce and Jay-Z are your favorite.
Okay. I wish y'all could see my face.
Can't be poking the beehive. The Bayhive, how you supposed to say it?
We don't even know how to say it. What does that tell you?
But we giving them big props, baby. I think you said
props.
it. I think you said it very well. That when you're married, you find a way to push through.
You find a way.
You figure it out, and you connect, and you get counseling if you need, whatever that you need to do, so that you can move to the next phase and keep going and create that legacy. So
It's
I
too
thought
important.
you said it very well.
It's too important. The legacies that, especially as Black people, the legacies that we're building with our marriages, it's too important, and we have to continue this. We've got to keep it going. We've got to figure it out. You've got to get a group of people that support you, and I think that's what they had too. They had support, and I think that is so important.
It is.
So big shout out
To the dopest couple
to
in
the
the
Carters.
world. The Carters. Shout out. Keep doing it. Keep going, y'all. Big ups. So that brings us to the adult segment of the show.
Time to put your ear pods in. Time to put your headphones on.
Noise canceling headphones for all people under a certain age group.
It keeps changing. Is it 14?
It used to be PG-17.
I don't know what it is now.
PG-13.
Whomever.
So we're talking about doing it, and doing it well. Doing it, and doing it well. So I saw something this week that said try the pause and rub technique.
What is that?
I was like, yo, let me check this out.
What?
The pause and rub.
Okay, let me think. What is that? Oh. Okay, tell me what it is, baby. And then we can try it later.
I think so. We do this sometimes.
Oh, okay, we do it.
We do
already.
it naturally, not that we're necessarily trying to do
okay.
it. But I think what it was talking about was additional stimulation. So when you're going through the motions of your activity.
What activity?
Your sexual activity.
What part? There's a lot of different parts.
Your intercourse.
Okay, intercourse.
Sometimes you want to pause.
Wait, during penetration?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes you want to pause, and you might just need to just rub that thing.
Oh.
And get you some more clitoral stimulation.
I like that. Yeah, we do
right?
that.
Because you got to make sure that the ladies is taken care of. You got to get there, right?
And that takes patience.
It takes patience.
It takes compassion.
And sometimes it takes pausing and rubbing.
Now, how we know he was going to make a joke out of it?
You got to do it.
I like pause and rub.
There you go. It's
It's real good.
Might even want to break out that lube every now and then.
If you haven't tried pause and rub, try that.
There you go.
It's really good.
You
What
know.
does it do for the guy? I know what it does for the girl, but what does it do for the guy?
I think it's great from a control perspective for a guy.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, okay. I did
Right?
know. I do notice that it gets harder.
Right.
Yes.
And so that's important, right? Because it's going to bring you additional pleasure. It's going to prolong our session, which is always dope.
Always good.
Right? And it's going to help you get to certain heights that you might not otherwise get if we're just engaging in penetration.
Right.
Right? So I think that's important for all parties involved.
I like it.
Yes.
Pause and rub, y'all. Try a little pause and rub this week.
So there you go. It's time for the 1 minute word.
Okay, Heath.
Are we ready?
We're ready. Go.
Okay. All hearts and minds are clear. What's going on, guys? Is he coming to you with your 1 minute word today? Today I have a fantastic quote for you. The quote says, "Be the flame, not the moth." Oh, that's a quote from Giacomo Casanova.
Oh, Casanova.
You can see why that's so on point, right? And that the term Casanova is so poignant and prevalent in our society, right? If a person is a Casanova, right? And so here we're talking about passion this month. We're talking about being the flame, being the fire, being the passion. You create the passion. You bring that funk. You bring that energy. You bring the flame. Don't worry about flitting around and being the moth. Be the fire. Be the passion. I love it. I love it. If you don't have a flame, be the flame. Strike the iron. If the iron's not hot, then you strike it and make it hot. Be the flame, y'all, not the moth.
Okay. I like that. Be the flame.
There you go.
Not the moth. Thank you for that 1 minute word. And thank you for joining us again, Joyfully Married After. Catch us again next week, same time, same podcast.
We love you.
And don't forget,
stay connected. Stay connected to God, stay connected to your family, and stay connected to your spouse.
Or your significant other. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us today. Tune in weekly as we share more tips on being joyfully married after. And join the conversation at heathandtracy.com.